G'day, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Welcome to another episode of AFC North Rundown. My name's Mark Davison. Welcome to Steelers Nation Australia. We're week 17. We are now week 17. We have 2 weeks left to go. And I've got quite a few things to get off my chest, and hopefully it comes out involved in this video. We will bring up the AFC North, and we'll talk a lot about that. Talk a bit about the playoffs. Talk about some of the coaching issues now. People are yet again, and I get it, but I don't get it. Fire Tomlin. We'll get into that. It's in my mind, it's just silly. It's silly. You're not going to fire him with 2 games to go. Okay, you're just not going to fire him with two games to go. So why do you keep telling the internet and everyone that you see to go fire Tomlin? Is not going to happen. All right, no matter what. So, look, the AFC North is massive this week. The Bengals can go win it, and then that's it. They win the AFC North. If they win one game and Ravens lose one game, but we'll get into it. Just give me a moment while I set up my power slide here. Here we go. So yeah, I can't believe I've done this. The season is almost over. The season is almost over. Week 17, 2 games to go. Pittsburgh Steelers have to win 2 games in a row. Otherwise, they're out. No playoffs. No AFC North. Many fans will say, "Oh, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs." Maybe we don't, but that's not why I watch the game. I watch the game so that the score is 0-0 every single time I turn it on, and there's always a chance. I don't care. I don't care if we're like 7-8, and we're the worst team, or if we do make the playoffs and we're 9-6-1. Sorry, 9-7-1. I don't care. I don't care that we drew with the Lions. I don't care about all that stuff. The way that I do my fandom, and if you like it, or you have a similar fandom, surely there are people like me that are positive about the team no matter what happens. Yes, we played bad, but surely there are people out there that are positive and go, "Oh, we still have a chance. We can still win." All right. I'm talking to that crowd. I'm talking to you guys. I'm not talking to the negative Nancy's who are fired Tomlin, and I might have pissed off 80% of people, but I don't give a shit. I'm so done with that stuff, man. I'm so done with that fired Tomlin stuff. It's just nuts. Move on with life. We've got a game coming up with the Browns. All right. Let's go. AFC North Rundown, Week 17. Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-7-1. But we should be... No, shut up. Shut up. We should be 10. We should be 10-4-1. We should be, but we're not. That's life. Move on. Okay, first game. Wow. I saw bits of this game and I was quite impressed, actually. As you can see here, the Bengals won 41 over the Ravens 20-21. They took care of the Ravens. Even though the Ravens had Josh Johnson, who's a veteran quarterback for 14 years or whatever, been everywhere. I heard today on the Steelers.com, Josh Johnson has been part of 22 teams. You know what I'm saying? He's been everywhere. So, look, I've been saying all year, the Bengals are a pretty good side. They're young, they're angry. They got really good receivers. T. Higgins, Chase, and who's the other bloke? Because there's another one too. There's 3 of them. Anyways, I'm not a Bengals supporter, but Joe Burrow threw 525 yards and 4 touchdowns in a rating. He killed it. He had a massive game. So congrats to them. Let's move on. I'm going to try and do this whole show in half an hour. So I tend to ramble on too much, and I got a big take on the Fire Tomlin crowd at the end. I just can't believe it. Packers versus Browns. On Christmas Day, we watched that game. We watched the last half on the stream. That was great. Baker Mayfield threw 4 interceptions, and the Packers go to win 24-22. That helps us out. The Packers have now won their division. They're playing really good football. The Browns are just as bad as us. People say that the Steelers are a bad side. Well, the Browns and the next game, well, we already covered it. The Browns, the Ravens, and Steelers are all exactly the same. We're just as bad as each other. The Ravens now, I think, have lost 3 in a row or 4 in a row. I told you guys, I said over the last few weeks, the Ravens will not win another game. They will go 0-4. Which will end up being losing the last 6 games and going 8-9. to miss the playoffs. They will. They're going to lose next week. They're going to lose next week against the Rams. They're a bad side, COVID-ridden, injury-ridden. The Ravens are a bad, bad side. And we're a bad side too. So I don't understand where all this hate for the Steelers all of a sudden. And you have to win a Super Bowl every year. But we'll get to that. Steelers versus Chiefs, we got done. Probably the worst game I've ever seen. Probably the worst. And look, probably the worst coach game I've ever seen. Probably the worst game I've ever seen via the Steelers players. The players did not play well. We scored a garbage time TD. We missed a field goal. That we can't block anything. The play calling was horrible from Matt Canada. Najee can't go anywhere. We can't block anyone. We're missing tackles on one touchdown. Minka and I think Terrell or someone else was in there, missed a tackle. Sutton. We just didn't play well. And that's it. We weren't ready for this game. As that picture says, we ride. TJ Watt got injured a little bit. Overall, it was a stinker of a game, and you got to move on. A lot of fans just want to dwell in that. Like, a lot of fans like to sit in that cellar dweller, like, we're the worst team. I can't wait for the draft, But the reality is we're still in the playoff hunt with 2 games to go. So do you want to sit in that cellar dweller, mess, muck, sadness, or do you want to pick yourself up out of it and cheer your team on to verse the Browns this week? Look, I just find it really funny with a lot of stuff going on. Just cheer your team on. That's all I'm saying. Yes, you can be critical and think about them, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't get you anywhere. Okay, it doesn't get you anywhere. Just turn on the game and see what happens. If we lose the next 2 games, we get a better draft pick. If they win the next 2 games, we have a chance to go to the playoffs, and that's it. It was a bad game, and I agree. It was a really bad game. The Steelers got beat down by the Chiefs. At one point, the Chiefs were winning at 23-0 at halftime. It was almost 30-0 at halftime. We're not playing good. We're not playing good football. The Steelers players need to go around the locker room and have a players meeting or shake each other and really start to play for one another and understand who this franchise is. They're not doing that. I get that point. But at the same time, what are you going to do? You turn it on and you cheer and support. That's my take. Okay, that's what I know. Next, let's go through some of the stats. I did this a few weeks ago. I wanted to bring it up again this time. So we won't go through all of them, but so far the standout is Burrow. Burrow's playing pretty good. He's got 70%, 4,000 yards, 30 TDs. However, he throws interceptions. But Burrow's leading everything there. The only other positive really is Big Ben's got 8 interceptions at least. But he's not throwing around the field. He's not going down the field as much. So yeah, Burrow 4,000 yards and 70% is pretty good, pretty damn good. Okay, fumbleitis. Big Ben has 8 fumbles. That's fair enough. He's getting sacked a lot, 35 times. He's losing the football. Also with Jackson here too. Jackson isn't involved in the game just yet. He's been hurt last 3 weeks, but I still put him in there. Burrow's been sacked 47 times though. But he has the best completion record or QBR out of all these 4 quarterbacks with 52%, which still isn't that great. It's good. Like it's 50%. It's all right. It's not the highest 60s or 70s though. Because he's throwing those interceptions. He's getting sacked quite a lot. So yeah, let's move on. So we've got the playoff race now. Okay. Let's just go through these 4 teams. You probably already know who they are. All right. AFC West Chiefs have now won 8 in a row, killing it, right? They deserve first. Second is the Tennessee Titans are hanging on, just hanging on. They need to win one more game. If they win one more game, they win the division because the Colts are tied with them. The Titans hold the tiebreaker over the Colts. So no matter what, if the Titans win one game, I think they win it because the Colts are down by 2. So whatever the level they're on, doesn't matter. All right. The old Bengals, we talked about them, 9-6. Here's a true test for the Bengals coming up. Chiefs and then Browns to close out the division. Can they close out this division, or will they allow the Browns, Steelers, and Ravens to come back for a chance for victory? That's the big question that you need to think about. Well, you don't need to think about it, but you know what I'm saying? That's the big question that they need to think about. The AFC East, the Bills came back. The Bills are back now as well. So they beat the New England Patriots last week, and they're 9-6. The Bills control their own destiny. If they win 2 in a row, I think versus the Falcons and the Jets, they win out and win the division because they have a better head-to-head record, I think, against New England, or a better division record. So they control their own destiny. At this point, I've always thought that New England would win the division. They had probably their best chance last week to win it. All they had to do was beat Josh Allen at home. However, he went off in this game, and New England got done, so they're 9-6 as well. Yeah, they're 9-6. The Colts are now 9-6 as well. They're 5th seed, and apparently, I don't understand these COVID protocols. I'm not getting political. I'm just saying that Carson Wentz gets COVID today. One day after they play football. He looked fine. He looked fine the other day. I don't know what's going on. You make your own mind up what you think of everything. I'm just saying Carson Wentz looked fine playing on Christmas Day. 3 days later, sick, and he's out for 10 days. And they've changed now the league has now changed it from 10 days quarantine to 5 days. I don't fucking know what's going on. I'm just saying, make your own mind up with these things. All right, next. AFC playoff race, and the 6th seed is now the Patriots are still there. These 2 teams are going to be there. The Colts and Patriots will definitely be there for 9-6, or the 5th and 6th, definitely. Okay, there's no doubt about it. It just depends who's going to win that division. Will the Colts win 2 and Titans lose 2, and will they grab that division? Will the Patriots win 2 and Buffalo loses 1, and will they win that division? It just depends. Those 2 teams, they're pretty much, I think they're locked in. I reckon they're going to make it. This side, however, the 7th seed and the Dolphins, where the sugar did the Dolphins come from? The Dolphins were 1-6? Well, 1-7. No, they were 1-7, right? And they came back now. They've won 7 in a row. I think they're the first team in history, which is one of the best stats. The first team in history to ever lose 7 games in a row. So they must have won their first game, lost 7, and now won 7 in a row for a chance now at the playoffs. That's unbelievable. Shout out to the Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins, 7th seed right now. You lost 7, and you never gave up, and now you win 7, and here we go. You've got a chance for the playoffs. If you win out the next 2 games, go 10-7, you'll make the playoffs. You will, no doubt. And that's why it also feeds into the Pittsburgh Steelers' chances too. With the AFC playoffs right now, the Steelers' chances, they have a better chance winning the division than they do actually winning the playoffs, because we can't get 10 wins. Okay, we just can't. There are still, I think, 3 teams or 4 teams out there. It might be 3: Chargers, Broncos, and Dolphins, who can all go and get 10 wins. So we need a lot of these teams to lose, right? At least 1 game. Whereas we just need the Bengals to lose 2 games and we win 2, and then we're in. That's it. So, yeah, but we'll go through that. We'll go through the scenarios after this. All right, NFL Week 17. I think I've done all these right. This was surprising to me too. The Bengals have a history, because these teams haven't played each other that much over the years, right? They play each other once every 4 years. They're never that competitive enough where the Chiefs are first in their division and the Bengals. There's no true rivalry here. There's nothing really. The Chiefs are 11-4. Bengals are 8-6. Big game for us. If the Bengals win this game, they win the division straight up. And then I delete my channel. I turn my channel off. I get rid of the AFC North Rundown. It's all over. I'm done. No, I'm joking. I will do this until the day I die. I love the AFC North Rundown. I love this channel. Okay, and it's starting to grow too. I do appreciate everyone coming in and out. I checked today. It's almost at 200 subscribers. It's just nuts, which is fantastic. And as the channel grows, it will get better and better, and different things will come in. And maybe I can do live interviews down the Sydney Harbour and start talking to people. All right, see, I'm getting off track. I reckon the Chiefs win this game. They have to. My heart says Chiefs by 1,000. My head says, can the Bengals actually close out a division? You have a chance. You're at home. The Bengals have to close this division out, and this is the biggest game. This could be one of the biggest games in Bengal franchise history. To beat the number one seed Chiefs, Mahomes, and all that crew who just demolished us. If you can beat them, you win the division. You win the AFC North, and it's game time. It's more playoffs, and there's a chance that you can go and get rid of that 31-year streak where you haven't won a playoff game. And you'll have home field advantage in the playoffs being the number 4 seed. So can the Bengals win this game? A lot of pressure on the Bengals, and the Chiefs are still vying for that number 1 seed, so they want to, smash them and make sure they get the week off. I predict that the Chiefs just win this one 37-31. A bit of my head, but most of my heart, because we need the Bengals to lose 2 in a row for our Steelers to have a chance. Next. Another one that these two haven't played each other as well, even dating back to St. Louis, but I guess the Ravens are a fairly new side, right? Let's just cut it short and sweet because I think I am running out of time. Like I said, let's do this under 30 minutes. Rams, I think the Rams win. I did say they're going to smash them before. Depending who's going to be quarterback for the Rams, I don't know. Do you know? I don't know who's the Ravens. The Rams have Stafford. I don't know who's going to be the quarterback for the Ravens. I think the Rams also are fighting for their division too. The Cardinals are 1 game behind. They have to win this game, I think, and maybe the next game and for another Cardinal loss, depending how the Cardinals are going. Where they're going and they've lost 3 in a row. Rams away. They're starting to light it up too. I could see them scoring a lot of points, and I just don't think the Rams have it anymore. I think the Rams are done. These 2 names are hard for me to say. I don't think the Ravens have it anymore. The Baltimore Ravens. I think they're done. I think they're out. If the Ravens do win, they've still got a chance to win the AFC North somehow. But I think they lose yet again. They go 8-8. I really do. Next game is the big game, and I'm going to start with this. We've been playing really bad. We have no offensive line. Big Ben's older. Najee can't go anywhere. Our defense can't stop the run. Our cornerbacks can't tackle. And our safeties are playing pretty poor. The coaching is not the best at the moment. So, yeah, maybe we are a bad side. But on the flip side, we still have a chance to win. Okay? And I don't care who plays no matter what. We still have a chance to win. The Steelers are 7-7-1. And that's all I care about. The Browns are a bad side too. Okay. This could be Big Ben's last game, according to rumors, or to until Big Ben's at the podium and says, "Oh, I give it up. I won't count it." But a lot of reports say that Big Ben's going to lose this game. We could lose this game. It could be his last game. A lot of reports say that. So. I don't think we're favoring this game. It's going to be color rush. It's at the point where, you want to get excited. I know that it's hard to get excited, and a lot of fans I saw on YouTube this week in the comments, and I wrote a comment on one of the pages on my Steel Nation Australia page, and hopefully it gets some people fired up. Or they're like, "Oh, I'm never going to watch a game again. Or I'm going to turn it off." Why would you waste your energy? Why do you waste your energy making the comment? Why do you come in there and start making the bad comments? For me, like I said before, you either cheer them on to win and support your team, you get after it, or you just don't watch. Just turn it off, mate. If you don't want to watch them, don't watch them. If you don't want to watch me, don't watch me. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm going to cheer them, and if they lose this game, I'll still be watching next week against the Ravens. Okay, but I think the Steelers do win and they get it together finally. It could be Big Ben's last game. Color rush always helps. Monday Night Football always helps. Baker Mayfield isn't playing the best. The only thing I think is we might struggle against is the run. Nick Chubb is a legend. I wish we had Nick Chubb. Could you imagine having Najee Harris and Nick Chubb? I know you can't do it, but that would be amazing. Okay, let me get a sip of water, and we'll go through the road to the AFC North title. All right, that was a big sip of water. We're going to break down, and then we'll come back to the actual video, the normal video. We're going to break down the road to the AFC North title for every single team. Okay, the Bengals are 9-7, and they're number one in the AFC North right now. I should have put that up there, but they're number one. I think I do this in order. Okay, they have the Chiefs at home, week 17, and then they have the week 18. They're at the Browns. Right now, the way that the Bengals win the AFC North, the Bengals need 2 wins, like bang bang, win it, 2 wins to go 11-7, or they need 1 win and 1 Raven loss. Now, I did study this quite a bit, so I'm pretty sure I'm 99% right with every single one of my takes here. Feel free to do the research yourself and go into the internet and go for the playoff predictor. But the Bengals need 2 wins, one over the Chiefs, 1 over the Browns to seal it. That's done. Or they need 1 win, and if they win versus the Chiefs and the Ravens lose against the Rams, they win the division, hands down, done. All right, let's move to the next one. It's in order. Okay, it's in order. I'm pretty sure. Baltimore 8-7. They had the Rams away, which is hard. We talked about, and the Steelers at home. Similar thing. All right, these are all pretty similar, and it's still open to any single person. The Ravens need 2 wins plus 2 Bengal losses. Now, that's very similar to a Steelers outfit as well. Okay, they would go 10-7, and everyone else would be like 9 or something underneath. They can't tie with the Bengals because the Bengals have a better division record against them. So the Ravens need 2 wins to go 10-7 and 2 Bengals losses. All right, next. Cleveland Browns. In this part, I was going to write, when it comes up, I was like, the Browns need help. But they can actually get into it too. All right. The Browns can still win this division as well. The Browns right now, I know it's funny, but they can. So they're 7-8, right? They verse the Steelers this week, and then next week they verse the Bengals at home. Right? You're thinking, how do the Browns win this division? Well, the Browns need 2 wins plus 1 Raven loss. Now, how does that work out? Well, they beat the Steelers once, so they have a better record than them, or they tie, or a better overall record. Once they beat the Bengals, they would sweep the Bengals this year. I'm pretty sure they sweep the Bengals this year. And no matter what, if both teams are 9-8, then the Browns win, plus a Raven loss, right? Because if the Ravens win 1, they've got a better record than the Browns. So Browns got to win 2, beat the Steelers, and beat the Bengals because that would count as another loss. So Browns need 2 wins plus a Raven loss. You see how there's so many things going on in the AFC North? And I'm telling you, this is to me is 99% right. I studied this for about 25 minutes. I was going back and forth trying to figure it out. Now, the most important one is the road to the AFC North title and probably the best chance to win. Like we talked about, you can go to the wild card, but you've got the Dolphins, the Chargers, the Raiders. You've got the Broncos. Can they even get there? Maybe the Broncos can get there. I don't know. Maybe. The best case scenario is for the Steelers to win 2 games. They verse the Browns at home, Monday Night Football. Then they go to Ravens. Would be a crazy game. And this is just pretty simple. The Steelers need 2 wins, plus they need 2 Bengal losses to win the division and have a chance. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, what's the point? Why would we care to win the division, Mark? We can't even win a playoff game. Playoffs? Like, why do we give a shit? You know why we give a shit? Because we support our team. That's why. That's why we give a shit. The facts are we're still in this playoff race and we still have a chance in the dance to go win. Okay? If the Bengals lose against the Chiefs, that Monday Night Football game is going to be one of the best games to ever be played, because if the Steelers win that game, then Week 18 is going to be nuts. Week 18 will be nuts because the Bengals can win the division, right? And depending if the Ravens beat the Rams, they can win the division. and the Steelers can win the division. So on that day, 3 teams can win the division. And the all deciding factor is the Browns. So if you want some exciting football, you want the Ravens to beat the Rams, you want the Chiefs to beat the Bengals, and then it's going to come down to 2 games with 3 teams vying for the same spot. And the Bengals need to beat the Browns, and the Browns need to be to ruin the party, and the Ravens and Steelers will be fighting out for the division in Baltimore. What more do you want? Are you not entertained? Oh, but Mark, our coach is shit. What are you talking about? This is the best kind of stuff you can have to watch football, you know? Go do your crazy work week, go and, you know, have really hard times in life, and then turn the game on, and you've got yourself a playoff matchup that is unbelievable. That you know, that we suck, we're terrible. I don't care, all right? If the Chiefs beat the Bengals, it's gonna be crazy last week. There are so many different things, and I hope if the Chiefs do beat the Bengals and we win Monday night, right? If that happens, I hope they flex the game out so they're not playing at the same time. I kind of hate when they play at the same time. I know they do it because they want the advantage over the other. But I don't know. You'd have to watch 2 games at once. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hope you enjoyed the road or the AFC North Rundown. Let me come back to the normal screen. I'll do my final thoughts. We have like 4 minutes to go or 5 minutes to go for my half an hour break. All right. So hope you enjoyed that. Let me address this thing to do with Fire Tomlin. All right. I still don't understand you guys. I really don't understand you guys. Right? Why, if you hate this team, if you hate the coach, you hate Matt Canada, oh, they're playing piss poor, Steelers are playing so shit, they're awful, they suck, oh, I can't wait till they lose, I can't wait till we get a better draft pick, bench Big Ben, bench that guy. I'm going to put that to you again. I made a video a few weeks ago, and I said you can't have it both ways. I said you can't have the Super Bowl in one hand or vying, you know, cheering your team on to win a Super Bowl, and you can't have, on the other hand, fire Coach Tomlin, this team sucks, we're awful, we're so bad. And I feel like the advantage that the fire Mike Tomlin crowd, or I like to call it Tyre Tomlin crowd, you get the advantage because you get to have it both ways. You get to have fire the coach, he stinks, and if we do go and win and we play good football and go all right, you get to cheer him on to win Super Bowl. I don't get to have it both ways. I get to have, I'm going to cheer my team, and then I get called an idiot or a fake fan or a fairy fan that I'm too optimistic and too positive, and I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if I'm too positive. I thought that's what you're meant to be in life. You're meant to try your hardest, and there's always a chance in the dance to win. You know what I'm saying? If you're holding a ticket and you can still cash that in, go to the cashier and try it out. If the ticket doesn't work, what do? You go next time. I'm just sick of these fans, and it's not that take for them to fire Tomlin, right? It's the idea that if you come out every week, you're quiet. You're so quiet when we win. You're quiet. You're quiet as a mouse. When we lose, you come out of the woodwork and you're like, hey, what's up? What's going on? We fired Tomlin yet? Is the coaching gone? No. You know, like, just say your piece and move on, man. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere this year, and he's probably not going anywhere next year. He's not on the hot seat. He gives us the best chance to win. And yes, you go through the ebb and flow season where you win some, you lose some, and you play bad. You do this. Oh, but he won the Super Bowl with with the Bill Cowher's players, and he doesn't know how to lead teams. Teams would kill for Mike Tomlin as a coach, and all over the NFL, they would kill for him as a coach. And at the same point, even if you don't like the way he coaches, what can we do about it? We can't do anything. Do you think he goes and reads those comments, or the general manager reads those comments and said, you know, he hasn't won a playoff game since 2016, or when I was over there in Canada, and the fact that they read that and go, oh yeah, actually, Mr. Bob Snowy Man says Tomlin's bad. Well, hey, a guy on YouTube said he's bad. Should we go and? Yeah, I think we should get rid of him. I think we should go for him. No, it doesn't work like that. And I'm telling you right now, I wrote a comment on one of the Steelers players on the actual YouTube. There is no way in hell that if you walked past Mike Tomlin and you went up to him as a man-to-man and said, hey, Tomlin, you're an asshat, and I think you're awful and you're a shit coach and I want you fired. There is no way you'd say that. I could be wrong, but there is no way that a majority of people who are calling his name and telling him that he's awful and a terrible coach that would walk up to him as a man and tell him that he's a terrible coach, needs to be fired. And it's just the internet being the internet. And I'm kind of done with it. I'm trying to say my piece on this internet, this channel. I'm so thankful that I have a channel that I can actually put some time and effort into it and do things and get my passion out there and start talking about it. But at the same time, you have about 85% of people would come in, they hide away. They hide away. And I know there are people out there that do like Tomlin and do want to be supportive about this team. For sure. I know that. I know they want to be supportive about this team and cheer them on no matter what. But it's the small majority that make it sound like it's like 90% of people hate Tomlin and they want to get rid of him. He's the worst coach in history. But he's not. He's not the worst coach. We're going through some really bad times. You look at the team that we have. The team is such a young team. We have two rookies on the O-line, okay? We have so many injuries on the O-line. We have a rookie running back. We have a rookie tight end. People forget that we got, no offense to Eric Ebron, but he's not there. He was doing okay. We just have rookies everywhere. We had Joe Hayden out for a while, TJ Watt out for a while. We've had COVID problems, Devin Bush coming back from injury, no Zach Banner. So many complications on this team, and it's not just the fucking coach. It's not just the coach. Oh, and then even if you do fire him, what do? So I read this comment: clean house, get rid of everyone. As a business strategy, that is not good. You do not get rid of every single person that knows how that organization works. We are 7-7-1. Okay, so 50% of the time you have been happy about the Steelers winning, and 50% of the time you have been angry and pissed off and upset, and I get that. But why do you always got to come out and say, fire Tomlin, he's the worst coach? It doesn't make any sense. A lot of people like myself are just done hearing about it. Like you turn on the comments, you don't want to go in there. You want to have a bit of discussion about the team and maybe cheer your team on. I thought being a supporter, for me being 20 years for being a supporter, wearing my new Christmas t-shirt that I got for my birthday and Christmas is about, okay, the Browns are coming up on Monday Night Football. Can we go out there and cheer them on to win a fucking game? I'm sick of these people that are just like, oh, we'll get them next year and we will tank. We'll go to the draft. We'll have to wait until September. I don't want to wait till September. I want to wait till next week when I can cheer them on with my mate downstairs having beers, and I want to see Najee run over someone. I want to see them do something today, okay? I want to cheer them on today. And there's a point where if this fandom has always been pushed, you're pushing back what you're watching on TV now is probably the last few games of Big Ben, if that is his last year. And you're pushing that back and you're saying he's the worst quarterback in history when he's not. He's not. He's not the worst quarterback in history. He's having a bad year and a bad few games. Where is the backbone of this Steeler franchise and even to a certain point, Steeler fans? You go through hard times. You know what you do? When you fall over, when you skate, and you get right back up. You don't complain about the ice tripped you over. If you're skating on ice and you fall over, you don't complain about the ice. You get back up. You know what I'm saying? If you ride your bike and you fall off, what do? You get back up. And I think as fans, some of you guys, not all of you, but some of you guys are just like dwelling and loathing yourself in sadness. And, oh, this team sucks. Fire Tomlin. He's terrible. We can't go anywhere. And that affects everything. When you're going through the chats, and I hope that I can put some positive spin on it, and you can call me from Fairyland or call me an idiot or call me a new fan, which I'm not, by the way. I'm not a new fan. I've been a fan for ages, and I've learned this game for the last 20 years. And it's only to this point with social media right now, things are really crazy. This never happened when I was younger, because I didn't even talk to football with anyone. I just turned the game on and I was just cheering if they won or lost. There were times there where the Eagles beat us, I think, by 30-0. There was no internet. I didn't go on the internet. You didn't hear about it. It's nuts. I've gone over time. It's 35 minutes. I'm just saying, when the Steelers win this week, if the Steelers win on Monday Night Football, they take care of the Browns, they win, the Chiefs beat the Bengals, are you still going to say fire Tomlin and fire everyone else? Fire Canada? Look, you didn't play well. The game plan was not good. Excuse me, it was not good. But it doesn't matter. No matter if the game plan is good or bad, every single game that you have a chance to win, you're 0-0 for a reason. That's where you start. And then you go from there. So stop with the madness. Like maybe it is people just being negative and they have to get that negative, it's easier to be negative on the internet. But I'll say one more time to wrap it up as I go, here we go Steelers. There is no way you would say these awful comments you say on YouTube to the Steelers page to Mike Tomlin's face. No way. No way. If I met Mike Tomlin, I'd shake his hand and say, thank you, mate. Thank you for being a great coach over the last few years. Appreciate all your efforts, what you've done for this team, for this city. I would say thank you very much. I wouldn't ask for a picture because I don't really believe in getting pictures with them all the time because, maybe I would if you had time, I'd ask for a picture. I would be so happy just shaking that man's hand and saying, thank you, mate. Man to man saying, thanks, mate. You've done really well. You've done really well with what you've had, the Steelers. I've supported you from day dot. I wouldn't walk up to him like, oh, mate, you're the fucking worst coach I've ever seen. Oh, you stink, mate. You're horrible. You know that? Oh, you've been here 15 years. You really suck. Like, I can't believe how you still have a job. How do you still have a job? How do you still have a job? You're the worst play caller. You're the worst this. Mate, get out of town. Get out of town with that shit. I'm done with that shit. All right, let me end on that because that's just nuts. You just follow your team and I'm not, just cheer them on, mate. Just cheer the Pittsburgh Steelers on. We still have a chance in this dance. We have 2 games to go. We can win versus the Browns at home, Monday Night Football, and then we have the Ravens coming up. If the Chiefs beat the Bengals, Week 18 will be nuts. AFC North Rundown will be nuts. Thank you, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Thank you, Steeler Nation Australia. And maybe I could lose a few fans or subs from my take from what I say, but I don't care. If you like the content, you like the content. And if you don't, you don't. That's very similar with Mike Tomlin. If you like Tomlin, you like him, cool, leave it. If you hate him, don't follow, don't listen to him. You're putting yourself through the misery. I wouldn't listen to a guy I hate. If I didn't like a person, it's like Romo. I turn Romo off because I don't like him. I wouldn't listen to Tomlin. I wouldn't listen to the hour press conference. If I didn't like the guy. All right. Big week coming up, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. That's all from the heart. That's all from the Steeler heart, okay? Black and gold. Here we go, Steelers. Got two more games to go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.